All right, so we're breaking down U-turner here. Like I said, the wrist sensors weren't syncing up well, so we'll just ignore that. So coming up in the leg lift, I mean, you do get inside drive leg well, so you do get good momentum going initially, and it's probably why. I mean, you had good velocity. This was like 86, so it's why I think you get in decent velocity. But you can see right before leg drive, you're in a good loaded position, but you're just too leaning forward ipsilateral. So what that does is if I'm loaded and leaning over my toes, I'm going to be loaded in that quad. At this point, I want to be sitting counter-rotated in my hip and sitting back into my glute. Because when we go into the quad is active, and if the quad continues to contract, it wants to turn the knee down early, and your knee just it's collapsing or going down pretty early. And then you're also quickly putting down. So it's as much as like you get going, but you're quick to go down and land, right? Which, to be honest, you're a third baseman. That would be more like a third baseman. And if I wanted to get more power behind that as a pitcher, I want to lift and load, get my trunk up, sit into my glute, and then as I open, I want to accelerate out. And I want to open my stride length that way, right? I think as far as timing wise, you know, your shoulders at this point are closed. So timing wise, there is some separation between that, meaning when you put down, you're trying to open with your shoulders back, but because there's not enough force through your hip, it doesn't really exaggerate or open up hip to shoulder separation. So the thing is what we need to do is get more of the force behind the hip at that point, and then it opens up. And then we get some real hip to shoulder separation and you're gonna get a lot more velocity out of that. So you hit front foot, you can also see the foot just rolling over. You're just rolling over the foot and it's popping up. And once again, you're still in that ipsilateral position, trunk leaning forward. And what that shuts the hip off. So think about if it's a hitter. For some reason, it makes sense as a hitter. If I'm shifting to my front foot and I'm leaning here, am I going to get that hip through?
Yeah, I have that same problem with hitting.
Right.
Like when I'm slumping, as you can see in video, that's what I'm here with everything.
Right. So you do that, the hip can't come through, so now you're just doing that.
Yeah.
So you have to stay here, right? And if you watch guys like in my era, like King Griffey Jr., would do this and they'd sit back here and drive the hip, and then the hands would come through, right? So you got to do that both in throwing and hitting. If not, once you go here, you shut that hip off. It's like, once I do this, hip goes back. It ain't gonna go forward and through. That's what my trunk has to do. Okay. So that when you go to your kinematic sequencing, the linear one too. When you go to your kinematic sequencing, this is angular and this is linear. So angular. So this is how you're sequencing this way, and this is how you're sequencing that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see here. Ignore the light blue. Let's just turn that one off because those are the end of the arms, and they're not working right now. Okay. So you can see your blue is going first. Your dark blue. That's your glove side. So you're pulling. So your glove side pulling that back there.
Yeah.
So what's happening is you're leaning, you're shutting your hip off, and you're pulling with your glove side. You're like hitting, leaning, shutting your hip off, and pulling through your front, pulling your arm out like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna always do this, you know, either hitting or throwing if this isn't driving.
Yeah.
If this is driving, all this just chills out, and then it rides that energy.
Yeah.
This is driving or throwing, all this will just chill out and ride that energy. Okay. So we're gonna get the red, which is the hips, to go first. So right now the glove's going first. I want the hip going first. So in all your drills and hitting and throwing, you need to focus on first here. First here, then everything goes. I don't want to go first here. So that's a big adjustment for you, okay? And then if you do that, then the green, the trunk will come. Right now, you see the hip go a little bit early and then the trunk. We want hip, trunk, and then the arm. The yellow's all haywire because of that. So here's the lead arm. Same thing going forward. So the lead arm, angular, is, it's angularly accelerating faster than your trunk. This is angularly accelerating faster than your trunk. We don't want that. We want this. But even linear, it's linear this way is accelerating faster than the trunk. We don't want that either. We want the trunk creating all that energy, right? So right now, this is all your power.
Yeah.
We don't want that. This little arm isn't going to be enough to throw 95.
Yeah.
Right? We've got to get the power through here, through wham. When I'm powering here, in here, and this guy's just chilling out. That's what I'm throwing hard. But that's what I was saying. Throwing 85, 86 with this is pretty good. So you got some strength and power in your body. You're just not using the right parts to really, because what's going to create more energy? This, or this, you know? And that. I think that's enough for you, because from there you can see, say if that's pitch release, hard to tell until with those sensors off, but if that's pitch release, your forward trunk is 21, and an elite guy would be 45. You're 21. So think about it. If this is the glove's my generator, where does my trunk want to go? That way. So is it going to get a lot of forward tilt? No. So if this is the generator, and then that's following, then you get all that forward trunk. Make sense?
Yeah.
So this is, so I call it reverse engineering. A lot of guys are stuck in this pattern. You got to learn. And a lot of guys go, well, turn your glove off now. This thing kicks on when there's no power in the system. There's no power in the system. This guy, well, I got to do this. You know, I got to make this happen. So if you shut this off, then you're just like, you know, it's not so much shut this off. Well, you can, but it's more power that up, and then this thing will get out of the way.
Yeah.